What's going on, you guys? Addict here, Lord Addict, coming at you with another Addict show. We talk about the past, present, and future game. I got my co-host with me, Dirk Greedy. What's going on, Dirk?
What's up? What's happening?
What you
What's
been
up, man?
playing,
How you
man?
feeling? Ghostwire Tokyo. I've been playing that. That's really all I've been playing right now. I'm trying to focus on that. That's about it, man.
Yeah, people in the comment section said I haven't recovered from a 7-hour podcast. You are correct. I haven't
Yeah,
recovered
man. I
from
couldn't
that
believe
7-hour
it.
podcast.
I said, "Holy fuck!"
Yo, it
Oh man.
it happens. I try to. I'm gonna make sure it doesn't happen again. But we got the 300th episode. It is what it is. It was mad long, but at the end of the day, you guys enjoyed it. I enjoyed it even though it was long. I was just tired. You'd be surprised at how just sitting around, watch it, like talking on a show, mentally and physically drains you.
Yeah, it does. Yeah.
And then by the end of that 7-hour podcast, I was done. Like
It was
done.
7 hours and 38 minutes.
Yeah, I was done. Well, see, 30 minutes of it was just like the people,
the screen. Oh yeah.
yeah, the starting soon screen.
I
Letting
got
people
you.
come in because I tried to get you to do it, but you didn't see. You seemed like you was busy that day, so I wasn't really gonna.
Yeah,
try to
man.
bother
I
you.
mean, you kind of asked me as the last time. I was kind of like, then I actually had a little short time to come through, but I was kind of like, man, they already swamped, bro. I just send a super chat and keep it moving.
Yeah, we read like an hour of super chats. Love
Yeah.
all the support we got, but damn, I was like, can they please stop, please? The IOP community be savage sometimes. Sometimes they will literally keep us in there reading super chats and super chat messiness saying we're holding you hostage. All right, so we got a pretty good show for you guys going on today. We're going to talk about the PlayStation under fire. Apparently now it looks like government officials of United States are actually starting to ask, the FTC, yo, why you simping for PlayStation? What's going on? I got to know why you simping. So we see that going on. We also see, some Xbox game leaks. I don't know if you've seen those. I've made a couple videos about them. I don't know if you've actually seen the leaks.
Yeah.
And apparently Sega bought Angry Birds or whatever that franchise
Yeah.
is called. They bought the
Yeah.
company that owns them, I think. I don't think they just bought Angry Birds. I think they bought the whole
Yeah, they bought the whole company. Yeah.
and which is kind of interesting because you would never really think that that they have that kind of money. You know what I'm saying? You would never think they have that kind of money. Like that Sega can
Yeah,
just go
I
out
didn't
there and
think
buy
they had
something
that.
like that.
I did not think Sega had it like that.
So I think it's safe to assume that, like, look, like, just because we think they ain't in this, like, they kind of in. It kind of makes me think that if they dropping billions like that on Angry Birds, is Microsoft buying them even, like, realistic? You know what I'm saying? Like,
Yeah. I still think Microsoft would drop a bag on them, and I don't know, man. It's very interesting.
yeah. So, and then we're gonna talk about maybe some extra stuff. I started naming it in the timestamps, extra tiles. Just depends on what goes on. How sometimes we be doing some super chats and someone bring up a good little conversation, so we detour. So right now, appreciate everyone coming through here. I think we're gonna go ahead and start on the Sega thing because I think that's the less relevant thing going on right now. Sega has always been a company to me that they're just there. They're making games, they're there, but I've never seen them in that kind of space. And it's interesting that they bought Angry Birds because back in the day, like 10 years ago, Angry Birds was that thing. It was everywhere. And what's interesting is the fact that they bought that. Maybe because of Sonic, they're looking to go more into animation, like movies, TV shows.
Hey, they already had the Angry Bird movies, though, I believe. I don't think it did too well. They definitely had an Angry Birds movie. Yeah.
Yeah, so it's going to be interesting, what they do with that IP. What was your thought process on that when you saw that? Because I know that's not realistically big, but I think to me, considering what we know of Sega, that's big in some way.
Yeah, man. My first reaction was Sega got 775 million like that. That's the first thing I thought. But look, man, it's
It's like
like getting into the
who
mobile
loaned
market.
them money?
Right. But getting into the mobile market, I think it's smart at this point. The mobile market makes billions of dollars a year. I know Angry Birds isn't popular like it used to be popping, but I mean, I'm not sure what else was it. Rovio owns or Rovio. I don't know how to pronounce the name of the company, but yeah, I mean, it's smart, man. I mean, get into the mobile because maybe console gaming only isn't that, you know, great anymore. Just being only in console gaming. Maybe you need to kind of, spread your wings, kind of how like Microsoft is doing. Microsoft is about to get into the mobile gaming space also. So
Yeah,
I think it's cool, man.
we're gonna get into that here later on today. It's just
Mhm.
it's interesting that Sega is able to make that kind of acquisition, but they don't really make moves in gaming too much. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, they
And
don't.
maybe it's not necessarily Sega; it's the company who owns them. I think Sammy owns them, so maybe that's where the money came from. But
Mhm.
it's just like, you know what they might do with that? If it was Sammy, they might make gambling machines with the Angry Birds like symbols or something
Mm.
like that.
I guess.
Because I know they
I don't
real
know.
big into that, like making gambling machines.
Yeah. I mean, I guess that's possible. I don't know if that would be a big money maker. You know what I'm saying?
It just, I guess it depends on what they're trying to do with the IP. Is it more gaming
Hmm.
centric? Is it TV movie centric? Is it, stuff like gambling because Sammy owns that kind of trade? I'm just curious what's gonna happen. Man, they already coming with the super chat. Oh, let me get these. You got the $2 super chat for the I got a soul. I got soul. I probably butchered that. We're go do
No, you're
something
right. Yeah.
with those beards, you pieces of shit. Damn. Like, look, man, my beard is magnificent. Okay, well, I don't need that negativity in my life. My beard is magnificent. Got a $5 super chat from Jay. All this Xbox doom and gloom trash. Microsoft spending $70 billion on ABK. Microsoft isn't going anywhere. We might
Yeah,
talk
Jay,
about
tell him.
that. We might talk about that too. $5 super chat from the
Hmm.
angry therapist. Sega giving us the mush up no one asked for. Yeah, I agree. And I think that's what's so confusing is why they feel like pursuing Angry Birds is worth billions of dollars. Well, close to billions. I think it was in the end like 700 million. So it's like, is why you could have invested that into your studios. Why is this feel like the go? Maybe it's they feel like there's a market to be made and they end up it cost them a lot of money. It's hard to tell, man. It's hard to tell. It'd be interesting what they do with it. That's for sure.
Yeah. But I am kind of surprised that they did make a purchase like this. Like, okay. Now the next step is what are they going to do with it? Are they going to leave it the same? Are they going to add Sonic and Knuckles as characters in Angry Birds? What are they going to do with it?
Okay, so actually, me looking at this, I'm gonna probably make a video about this tomorrow. So we'll go ahead and do one of those extra tiles. It's gonna be after the second topic. Xbox is stopping Twitter support.
Yeah, I saw that.
Hi, okay, so let me. This is very interesting. Okay, obviously it's over money.
Yep.
Twitter support. So pretty much what this means, let me go ahead. I think we only was on that. Let's do 6 minutes for the Sega one, and this one is 15:30. So, all right. For those of you that don't know, Elon Musk bought Twitter. I'm sure everyone here knows this. I mean, it's been very very vocal at this point, and he's been
Yes.
making a lot of changes over there at Twitter. And one of the changes he just made recently, apparently, is I guess it was neither a severe discount or free, where these companies could use the back end of Twitter and do things. But it looks like it's going to start costing money. And companies like Microsoft that said it was starting at $42,000 a month. So Microsoft just kicked the whole feature out the door. What I want to hear from you, Dirt, is do you think this was worth not having a Twitter integration? Or do you think Microsoft should have paid that?
Well, I guess I don't know all of the details of what what they were using it for. Was it just advertising? Now, like, this is Microsoft, not Xbox, right? This is Microsoft as a company, right? Who am I to say what was if $42,000 a month is worth it for them? Obviously, they have it, but maybe they have an alternative. I don't know. It's starting at $42,000 a month. Man, that's crazy, bro. I don't know. The only thing I can say, I think, is it's obviously not worth it for them. I mean, for whatever reason, they don't feel $42,000 a month is worth, Twitter, I guess, at this point. So like they'll still have a Twitter, but they won't advertise certain stuff. Is that's what's going on?
The way that I read it is they'll still be present on Twitter. It's just advertising to a degree is going to be cut back. It does look like, you know how like you push Xbox share on Xbox, it shares it to Twitter. That's gone.
Oh, got you.
I think that's a mistake. I do. I think that Microsoft hasn't been the greatest when it comes to advertising in general, and I get it. They haven't really had so much to advertise currently. I do think that they plan on ranking that up when you start seeing Starfield, Redfall. I mean, we've seen a decent amount of Redfall advertisements. Once we start seeing Fable, damn sure once Call of Duty starts popping up, because that deal is pretty much going through at this time. And to me, I feel like that Twitter integration of anyone that's on Xbox Live being able to share straight to Twitter, if that's one of the things leaving, is worth that 42 G's by itself. Because
I agree with you on that.
That is free promotion every day. And to me, it's not even about not having that free promotion. $2 super from Robert Kellett. Xbox using MySpace and Facebook. Yeah. It's not even about using that free promotion now. Because to my knowledge right now it might change because, apparently this has been a new thing. Sony's still paying that money. So what... Are you just going to be able to not share on Xbox to Twitter, but you could share on to Twitter on PlayStation? That's going to be a bad look. Yeah. Like it's I want to share. Because not to mention, like the DVR has been kind of underwhelming for a while now, and now what's the point? What's the point in saving stuff if you can't save it on social medias? And I get it. People are like, oh, Addict. First off, you can't go to YouTube. You've never been able to integrate to YouTube like that. I remember they used to let you share videos to YouTube, but I think they turned that off. You've never been able to live stream to YouTube. Not one time. The entire time, Xbox One never had that integration. But now you're taking off Twitter. Just a bad look. Look, I get it. Money-wise, to me, I ain't using it like that because I have like a $300 capture card. I prefer to use that because it's got better quality than the DVR that's on Xbox. But I'm a content creator. I'm an influencer. I think I'm the exception. There's more people that would use that than me. And, it's just frustrating because it's like, how many times have you popped on Twitter and you see that hashtag Xbox share feature? That's gone. That's going to be leaving. If this is right, we don't know. I don't think nothing's been officially confirmed, but we don't know. I personally feel like that's an L because now you're not going to be able to share anything on Twitter. You can't share anything on YouTube because there's no feature on that. And people, it's like I said, Facebook, this and that. No one shares that stuff on Facebook. No one shares that stuff on any other. Let's be real here. If you're not sharing your stuff on Twitter, you are probably over the age of 50. Like that's the younger audience, the audience they want, they're on Twitter. they're not on Facebook. You know, people, millenniums, higher generation millenniums, and the generation above that, like myself. You know, I'm a early millennium. Like, we're using Facebook, but I can guarantee you, my brother uses Facebook to talk to me. That's about all. He doesn't use Facebook like that. I have a cousin, doesn't even use Facebook at all. He's always on Twitter or Instagram. And now, guess what? It's gone. And I think that's going to be a problem, because now when Starfield was live. Now, remember when Elden Ring popped off and it was doing really, really well? You saw so many Xbox shares. Because there was a game like Elden Ring that helped you push that narrative because you had a place to push it out. But now when Starfield comes out, you're not going to have that feature if this is true. So my question to them is, who's doing it then? No one. Now you're going to have a scenario where multi-plats, like Call of Duty, you know, Dead Island 2, you're going to have scenarios where these games are being shared by PlayStation users on Twitter and not Xbox. So it's going to look like it's an exclusive, and it's not.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, I didn't think about it like that. The Xbox share feature. I'm sure you can still use the app. Maybe it's not as convenient as, you know, just sharing it straight from your console.
Let me look up Xbox share and see how many people has used that in the past hour. Because it tells you on here. Like I go to 10 seconds ago, 29 seconds ago, 48 seconds ago, Resident Evil, 1 minute ago, 1 minute ago, 2 minutes ago, 2 minutes ago, 2 minutes ago, Overwatch, Tom Clancy, Tekken. All this is free advertising. All of it. It's all gone now. If this does do this, 3 minutes ago, like I just named like 30. And it's 3 minutes start. 3. Like, it just, to me, now you're just going to have nothing but PlayStation gameplay constantly going up. Imagine when, like, Spider-Man comes up. You know, not only do they hit the subways, they're going to have that popping up on Twitter. It's just like, dude, it's not a good look. I get it. They probably pay north of $50,000 a month if that's what Elon was wanting. And I get it. It's a lot to ask, but first off, why? I just don't understand why they don't look at simple things like that and don't consider them like relevant enough to keep it. Maybe they have an issue with Elon himself, and that's why they're pulling out of the whole company. It has nothing to do with money. Maybe it's Elon himself, and I get that. But at that time, are you letting your own personal agendas not let you push your own platform? And it's sad, man. But what's your opinion on this, man?
Yeah, see, I didn't think about that part. If they they take away the Xbox share, you know, like I said, because when I share stuff, I would do it from the app, from the Xbox app. You know, I just share it straight from my phone to Twitter. But some people share it directly from their Xbox consoles.
Remember how much people was upset when they took it away from the Xbox? Because I remember they made it to where you had to do it on your phone, and people got really frustrated with that. And it's like, look, like, I get it. It could be about money all you want, but guess what, Dirt? Me and you both know. Do any of us care if it's about money? No. Like, it's like Kid Smooth said. You know, I'll read a tweet that Kid Smooth said, because he's the reason I found it. Kid Smooth, let me look up his account real quick. He said, he quote tweeted it and said, hopefully Xbox does more traditional marketing. If they're not going to be relying on if not, they're going to be relying exclusively on word of mouth, which is bizarre for one of the richest organizations on the planet. And bad look, man, because the PlayStation's still dropping those dollars, and they still getting that, you know, that connection and those features on Twitter. It's bad look, man. How is PlayStation gonna pay the Twitter tax, but Xbox ain't? Yeah.
See, that's why I say we gotta wait to see all of the details with this. You know, like more information to see what's going on.
Because this just broke like an hour ago.
Yeah, but if that's the case that they don't have the Xbox share, that is a big time issue because it's about convenience, right? When people want to share a clip or something happened, I got to share this. You want it to be as easy as a couple button presses. You don't want to have to, wait until it uploads to your phone, then go to your phone. So yeah, that definitely could be a potential issue if this is true.
Yeah, and I think I'm just looking at the the perception look. If you're constantly just seeing people tweet, oh, this is on Twitter and it's only PlayStation stuff, and you never see Xbox tweets like that on Twitter anymore.
Yeah.
We understand what's going on because we have our ear to the ground, but there's a lot of people that don't. A lot of people that don't understand what's going on. And they're going to look at something like that and be like, oh, Xbox just dog shit, I guess, because I'm never seeing it on Twitter. It's never being tweeted. Now, obviously, what Dirt says, it's not going to be the 100% the case because you can still send it to your phone. Majority of people got a smartphone. But there's a lot of people that won't even click off of a video and go to Twitch. People are very on, if I'm right here, right now, I'm not going back and doing it. I'm not going to go look for my phone. I'm not doing none of that. If I can't do it from exactly what I'm holding, and it's not going to get posted.
And let me say this right quick. You just said how we know certain stuff and like the casuals don't know. I feel like a game like Hogwarts Legacy, the way Sony marketed that's why I think so many PlayStation units, 5 units were sold last month because that was a huge game. And like I said, the way PlayStation marketed it, people thought it was an exclusive.
Mm-hmm.
And, Harry Potter is a huge franchise. And that game moved PlayStations.
Now, imagine the Harry Potter scenario, but now, because you see phenomenals all the time. Harry Potter was like a smaller version of what happened to Elden Ring. But imagine if Starfield is that kind of catches that kind of thing. Right. There's not going to be much Twitter focus going on with the Xbox. Now, if you go away from the first-person stuff, first-party content, and we go to like a third-party big title, let's say next Call of Duty, next Witcher, something that's really going to gravitate a lot of people, and you're only seeing PlayStation people sharing it. Because we see it all the time. People share content from their consoles on PlayStation and Xbox, but if you're only seeing it on PlayStation, I feel like eventually a narrative is going to start forming by that because that's where the biggest audience is. That's where the people that you're trying to grab are. And now you just gone. I just think eventually, is it the end of the world? No. I will say that this is a small problem they have, but I do feel like it's like that little, like you get stabbed by like a little pencil. And if you don't treat it, it could end up being something worse.
Yep, I guess you got a few super chats. So.
Yeah, let me make sure I don't double trick. Okay, so let me get the $2 super chat from Bone Slave. Shout out to Addict and Dirt. Always, 100% always great content. Got a $5 super chat for the Angry Therapist. This feels like everyone's going to be worst case scenario. And look, that's why I try to be very, transparent with that. Right now, it's not an issue. But I do think that you're going to start seeing, it's a domino effect. Little Timmy on Twitter sees all his friends tweeting at PlayStation, never Xbox. Little Timmy gets a PlayStation. Now all little Timmy's other friends get a PlayStation. It's about presence. And I do think that really helped Microsoft keep presence on Twitter to a point. Is it the end of the world? No, but it can definitely help PlayStation pull a little bit of, traffic that's going on social media in general. All right, $5 super chat from Bone Slave. Xbox is the social box. They should have Twitter integration like Discord. They have the best party system as well. It's an L in my eyes. It is. And I think what makes it worse is if it's truly just for money. Because at that point, if I came out there and told you, Dirt, I can't pay $42,000 a month. What are you going to say, Dirt? I get it, man. That's expensive. But one of the richest companies in the world can't use that excuse. And I get it. Maybe it's trying to stick one to Elon. Well, guess what? I have a funny feeling that PlayStation going to seed some of the reactions, and they're going to keep paying that money, and they're going to stick it back to you.
Unless they have a plan, man. They have a TikTok plan or,
might.
you know, a Snapchat, Instagram, something like that.
They might have a different way of doing it entirely. I don't know.
Yeah,
I saw Elon Musk say on Twitter something about lawsuit, like he's going to sue Microsoft. Well, good luck with it.
Yeah.
I mean, Elon Musk got the kind of the money to take them to court, but is he realistically going to win? Probably not. $2 Super TXX 1138. Sony has a marketing rights for Hogwarts Legacy. They do, and
and it worked, bro. It worked.
They definitely wing the hell out of that marketing rights. You know, one thing you can't say about Sony's they can't say that they don't have a good marketing team.
Yeah, they do.
And a lot of it is because they have stuff to market. It's like I said, like the issue. Hold up. Next. Okay. The issue with what's going on is the fact that now it's just going to feel one-sided when it's not realistically one-sided. It's just the people that would have tweeted are low-key being silenced now, and it's not their fault. $5 super chat from Gamer by Choice. I have a feeling Microsoft is looking at the long game and think they are better. They are betting PlayStation will not be the market leader in 10 years. Microsoft will be waiting Sony out. I get that. But there's a lot of people that feel that way too. A lot of people feel like they can take on bigger opponents and wait them out, and smaller opponents and wait them out. Well, guess what? Sometimes the other person's determined. And I do want to talk about that too. I think me and you're going to disagree with this, and I think the chat's probably going to disagree with this too. All right.
Okay.
Let me put it in here.
Let's see what we're about to disagree about, buddy.
Oh, you going to disagree? All right, guys. Hear me out before people interrupt me. Well, I mean, before you say anything. Which you don't really interrupt me, so I don't think I have to worry about you. 33 minutes on the dot. 33 minutes. Do you think Game Pass is becoming a double-edged sword for Microsoft?
No.
I think it is.
So why do you think that? Why?
I think Game Pass has made it to where they feel comfortable not pursuing marketing deals, not pursuing timed exclusives because they feel like they can't, getting it in Game Pass is good enough. I feel like Game Pass, in a way, has promoted them to launch games in not the perfect state because they know they can fix it later because people aren't paying for the games at full price. Is all of them bad? No. But I do think...
Wait a minute. That last one.
You
said Game Pass?
Ghostwire Tokyo.
Wait.
Master
But you acting
Chief
like
Collection.
Wait a minute. Master Chief Collection. That wasn't in Game Pass.
No, not the Master Chief.
It is
Halo
now.
Infinite. Halo Infinite.
Okay, hold on, wait. But hold on. Let me finish. Okay, Let me say this right quick. You're acting like that's not an industry thing right now.
I feel you. But I do think that when you see certain things like that, the first thing you hear is what's in Game Pass. I don't care. So I'm not saying that that's like if there was a percentage, that would be on the bottom. You know what I'm saying? Like a percentage of why I think that. But I do think that the biggest ones at the top is I feel like they're not being aggressive because they have Game Pass, because they feel like they have a long-term solution to anything. I feel like without Game Pass, they probably would have swung for the fences on certain third-party deals and tried to make them second-party deals. I feel like in back in the day where they would have got a game timed exclusive, they're okay with it just being on Game Pass now. They don't push for it to be a timed exclusive, and that's my issue. And stuff like Ghostwire Tokyo. Why is that game run better on PlayStation?
Yeah, that I don't know. Now,
coming
that's
out at 30
question.
frames. Why is that okay to a lot of people? Because it's in Game Pass, and I think it's not like it's a stigma that Game Pass created, but I think it's an after effect of what's been going on.
I don't think it's okay to people because it's in Game Pass.
I'm not talking about everyone. I'm talking about the masses. You know what I'm saying? Where how often And let's be real here. I mean, we've seen it a few times where people's like, it's okay, it's in Game Pass. You know, there's a lot of demographic that feel that way. That it's in Game Pass, I will be able to play it, and when they get it fixed, they get it fixed. You know, I think we're going to have to see something like Starfield, how it comes out and the condition it's in. But it's like I said, that's not even my biggest concern. My biggest concern is the timed exclusives. You know, back in the day when they would have had 8 months of no games, like their first party stuff, they would have went out and got a timed exclusive, got a Tomb Raider. Like, I don't feel like they're aggressive like that anymore. I don't feel like they really work with people that much that's not in their that's in their stables. And look, I get it. That is a good thing in a lot of ways. I want them to focus on their first party because they're never going to wake up one day and say, we're not going to work with you anymore. But at the same time, I do feel like timed exclusives is a big thing, and I feel like they keep missing that. I don't know what it is. Maybe they are going the right way, but for me, looking on the outside, looking in, I'm seeing your competition has no problem trying to sit there and snatch Redfall from you, trying to snatch Starfield from you, trying to snatch all the Final Fantasies from you. We don't know what's going on with Square Enix with the Pixel Collection, but I guarantee you, if you go look at somewhere on there, there's some kind of contract somewhere in a vault that says you can look this on anything, just not Xbox. They're playing... I feel like they are sidestepping around someone. They're sidestepping with paper knives when the other person has a machete.
Okay. I hear what you're saying. This is my opinion. I could be wrong. This is just my opinion. Xbox right now have bigger fish to fry than... Okay. Do we want some of these smaller games to be on Xbox? Yes, of course we do. But I just think right now Xbox focus is... Right now they have tunnel vision, which might be unfair to some Xbox fans. They have a focus right now. Something needs to be done to build up their brand, to benefit the brand. And everything else can kind of wait for a minute. That's what I think. Now,
so, I do want to say, I do feel like some of this is the ABK deal. I do feel like they do have some timed exclusives in their back pocket, but they're not coming out openly and saying it because of the ABK deal. And I think that PlayStation has the same stuff going on. There is not. It's not a coincidence that we haven't seen anything from PlayStation in terms of first party and some big presentation ever since that deal was made. Because I think they value the possibility of shutting down that deal over valuing the presence in media, you know, calming some of the PlayStation fans down because it's been pretty tough over there.
Addict, and I'm saying this, I'm going to cut you off, but now you just said you think PlayStation values trying to block the ABK deal over having a showcase.
Yes, I do.
Right?
I do.
So if Xbox,
because the showcase makes them feel strong, and they're trying to stay away from looking too strong.
True, but at the same time, if Xbox focus is trying to approve this ABK deal, why are you upset that they're not doing certain things, but you're okay with PlayStation not doing certain things about this deal?
It's not that I'm okay with PlayStation doing it. I understand why PlayStation's doing it because that Call of Duty thing's a real big deal with them. I'm not saying that Xbox is intentionally doing it because of the ABK. I'm saying that is a factor in the back of their mind. I think that's one of the reasons they did 12 months. They're like, we're going to do the next 12 months because guess what happens after 12 months, Dirt? The Call of Duty deal's done. Next year, we'll see next year with the big stuff. But this year, we got to keep it small. We got to keep it with the small punches. And we got to keep it with mainly the stuff you already know because it's coming out in the next 12 months.
Listen, I hear what you're saying, but I think right now it's hard to judge anything until this deal is over with. As crazy as that sounds, no, it's hard to judge anything.
We just said, I literally just said, a lot of these companies are holding stuff back. I guess I'm just looking at especially like the Japanese market, and I'm just looking at PlayStation coming out pretty much undefeated. Like every time when it comes to the Final Fantasies, the Forspokens, the Ronins, 9 times out of 10, there's some kind of communication right now from Software to make another exclusive after Demon Souls. I'm looking at all these games. Well, obviously they didn't make Demon Souls, but you get what I'm saying. And I'm like, PlayStation got no problem doing the timed exclusive thing. And I don't know if it's the reason that they're doing it. I don't know if Microsoft's still open with working some, but they haven't been able to come to a middle agreement. But all I'm saying is if it is because of Game Pass and because they feel confident in, okay, we can have a timed exclusive deal with these people, but maybe having the timed exclusive and the Game Pass deal, maybe that's too much. Maybe it's one of those things where we don't need to pay as much as we used to have to pay to have it timed exclusive, because having it on Game Pass is big enough, and to a point it is. Having your games come out on Game Pass day and date is a huge thing, because you can market your stuff in all kinds of funny ways. All I'm saying is I just want them to be more aggressive in these areas. I want to be able to, because to me, your studios are good. They are. But until you get diverse enough to where you literally have your sprinkles and everything, you still have to work with other talent to nurture them so later on you can do something with them.
Okay, let me ask you this. Out of the timed exclusive deals that PlayStation has signed so far this generation, name one game that you felt was worth it.
Timed exclusives.
That would have been worth it for Xbox.
I think Deathloop was a good one for them, because I think that Deathloop reviewed very well. I don't think Ghostwire Tokyo was a very good one. One could say Final Fantasy VII Remake, Final Fantasy 16 in June.
Final Fantasy 16. Okay, that's one, right?
Yeah, 16 in June. Final Fantasy Part 2 next year, supposedly this year, but realistically next year. Ronin's coming out here soon. We don't know if Ronin's going to be good, but we know they have good track records.
Okay.
I just named like 3 games. I mean, for Spoken, we don't talk about for Spoken, but that could have been a good game. Now, obviously, they backed the wrong horse on that, but that happens. Sometimes you back the wrong horse. But then there's other things like Final Fantasy VII Remake. You back the good one, the one that runs. And to me, that's my thing. It's like, we never would have got a Gears of War without working with a second party. We never would have got a BioShock without working with second party, a Mass Effect without working with a second party. Sometimes your stables make good games, but taking the risk on other people can sometimes bring just as much value to your system.
Oh, okay, I have a comeback. They had to do that back then. They didn't have many studios. They didn't even own Gears in the Xbox 360 generation. They definitely didn't own Mass Effect or BioShock.
I feel you.
So what's the focus now, though? Is owning first party, and sometimes you have to make some sacrifices. It might not be the sacrifices that some fans like out here. Like, you don't like some of the sacrifices Xbox has made. I'm not saying these sacrifices are right. I'm just saying they're necessary.
Yeah, because you're never gonna move on to a project unless you fix the stuff you currently have going. And I do think that they've done a very good job at the Japanese market. Yeah, but it's just like, it's like I said, they just got to be a little bit more aggressive with that. Take the Hail Marys. I guess part of me too is like, they keep backing stuff, especially marketing wise, that's just not paying out. Like, they backed the last Battlefield. We saw how disastrous that was. But you see Sony backing Harry Potter. How many consoles they sell from that stuff? Call of Duty every year, which they're probably about to lose the Call of Duty one. But it's just, I see PlayStation not only backing timed exclusive, but they backing good marketing deals too. And like we were saying with marketing, I personally don't go too much at the marketing for Xbox, because I feel like when they have bangers, when they have good games they know is going to perform well, they put money behind it. But you can't really market some of the stuff they currently have going, because I don't think they're on the scale. I've seen Redfall quite a bit. So I will aim at Redfall and say I expect that for Starfield, probably on a bigger scale. I expect Fable to get something like that, the Outer Worlds too. I do expect when you start seeing some of these studios come out, that's why I've said I'm at the point where I'm eye gleaming. I'm like, I see you, Microsoft. I got to see results. And I always tell people, because we've seen it over and over again, Dirt. We've seen quote unquote Xbox people switch over to PlayStation people when you're going up the roller coaster finally. Because for years the roller coaster was broke. And finally when we got the track and it started going up, they just jumped off then for some reason. I got to start seeing some of these games first. And then after I see Redfall, Starfield, Fable, Perfect Dark, Avowed, Outer Worlds 2, Hellblade 2. Look how many games I just named. Like 7 in 5 seconds. That's a lot of games. And if you start hitting 85, 80 and aboves on majority of those games and some 90 and aboves, you're going to start to see a different side of that argument. But until we start seeing those, it's like people always say, the reason PlayStation don't get as much backlash and get a lot more, wait and see is because they have delivered some games. And I don't think all of them. Some people love to like hype up stuff like Returnal. And I think, that's a good game, but I don't think it's like quote unquote a banger.
Right.
But they just released God of War like 3 or 4 months ago. And those type of games will, when the bad news happens, like, yo, that sucks. But I just played God of War. So, Spider-Man's coming. I think it's just one of those things where I do agree with what you're saying. I am a little bit, what's what I'm looking for? Jumping the fence. I just got to see what these games start coming out as. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I mean, fair enough. Fair enough, because they have, like you said, you named a bunch of announced games, but we don't even know all of the unannounced games. They have a ton of unannounced games also. Like, what's Compulsion new games? What is the Coalition working on? What's IO Interactive working on? Is that Dragon game? What about NXL? They have so many unannounced games also. And, it's at the point like, okay, man, I get it. PlayStation has marketed some big third-party games. Xbox hasn't really marketed any big third-party games yet. I just feel that Xbox first party is going to be so incredible. There's going to have so much content, dropping so many games per year that they're really going to pick and choose. But I do want them to get a big third-party game to market it, like a GTA 6 or something, though.
Yeah, they need those big marketing things. It's like I've been saying for years, man, especially talking to Cog, like, PlayStation's got this little time, this window. Because I think Microsoft spent so long building the shed and building all the components in the shed that now they're starting to put the electric to the shed. They're starting to run the electricity. Once those circuits are finished, I don't think, as long as Microsoft can make sure that the studios make quality games to some degree, not all of them have to be bangers, but I would say a decent amount of them have to gauge people's interest. I don't see PlayStation keeping up with that demand in no way, shape, or form. That they don't see it, because what are they doing? They're buying studios. Because look, you can make God of War, fantastic game, chef's kiss. But you know what's more effective than a God of War? 3 Horizon Zero Dawns. Games that isn't in that 95, that like 85 to an 89, people love, people really have a lot of respect for it. Sure, it's not that God of War, it's not that chef's kiss, that game of the year automatically when you see it. Not that Witcher, not that it's another game, man. That Last of Us Part 2. But if you get games in the game of the year contender, what do you think looks better, Derp? You have 5 games in Game of the Year. One of them belongs to a PlayStation that wins Game of the Year, and 4 of them belong to Xbox that don't win Game of the Year, but they're all Game of the Year contenders.
I think
sure, one wins.
Yeah, but having 4 is actually pretty good.
Because to me, the best way you can beat a high quality game like God of War is to call up 3 of your buddies that aren't as strong as him, but you guys can get it done. But we don't need to beat God. We don't need to be crazy. We just all jump up and swing on him.
See, Addict, but I got to be honest, bro. I'm a sports guy, right? So the reason I'm saying I'm a sports guy is there's only one champion, though. Nobody gives a damn about the 4 guys that lost. I'm just saying. Maybe the one guy that won, he's looked at little bit differently than the guys that lost. You got a lot of super chats, bro.
Yeah, I'm getting to them here in a second. I do agree with you. I want those 90 plus, those definitely game
Absolutely.
of the years. All I'm just saying is, if you have a bunch of really good games, but like maybe one fantastic game every couple years, but you have a lot of really good games.
Yeah, right.
Those really good games. Let's say Microsoft releases 5 games one year. All of them are really solid games. Sony releases 1 to 2 bangers. And one wins game of the year, but the rest got game of the year contenders. Mopped the floor with the majority of the awards, but PlayStation got game of the year. Who do you think is going to look more pleasing? Like, look, sure, you're going to look at God of War. You're like, I need a PlayStation to play that game, but you're going to look at those other games. I need an Xbox to game, though.
Yeah, I got you.
We got a $5 super chat. Man, you guys are going crazy today. Okay, hold up. I got to go up.
Yeah, because I lost all of them. Let me see. How does Sav do it? He like lock him in or something?
He copies and pastes them.
Oh, okay.
Okay, I think this is where we guys were. $5 super chat from Gamer by Choice. I work with software, and I can tell you a lot of companies release software in mostly completed states and then patching it later. It's not just Gamepass. I feel you, Gamer by Choice. I don't know the gaming industry like that. I don't know what it takes to develop a game. I'm just telling you that, games are definitely getting more broken. But when I'm seeing a lot of talk on Twitter that's saying it's okay, it's in Game Pass, sure, it's not us. We most of the time keep Microsoft to the grill. But when I see a lot of that conversation, I'm seeing people just use that as an excuse. $2 super chat from Robert Kellett. Microsoft got complacent, dangerous when PS right there. Yeah, I agree. $5 super chat from Bulk. Bro, they spent $80 billion on ABK and Bethesda F-timed exclusives. We own games. And they own Game Pass. Stop panicking.
Good point.
Diablo 4 runs 60 frames and it will be in Game Pass. I feel you on that. I do. And look, I'm not saying to not still go for the bags. I'm just saying occasionally snatch a bag when you're driving down the road. $2 super chat from THX1138. Most publishers are guilty of incomplete games. EA 2K. $5 super chat from Cobweave. The problem is PS market shares make timed exclusives or marketing deals very expensive for Xbox. It cost them $100 million for Tomb Raider. That's the cost of Horizon Zero Dawn. I feel you on that, but I'm not saying to do it a bunch. I'm saying maybe one every couple years. It's a big caliber game. $5 super chat from Adidas 20. What's up, my dudes? Keep spitting these facts. I'm assuming he's talking about you because the chat definitely disagreeing with me. $5 super chat from Drawn TJ. They are not aggressive, dude. They are buying publishers. No, but that's not what I'm talking about. I'm talking about going.
They're after you, bro.
You got me a little bit on that one.
Hey, those are homies from WBG too, like Drawn, TJ, Adidas 20.
You got me a little bit on that. Okay, that is an aggressive move. I'll give you that. I just want more of a push on stuff we're not expecting. And I think that in the gaming industry, when you watch like the EA moment, the E3 moments, you want those mic drop moments. And a lot of those mic drop moments have been timed exclusives.
Yeah.
$2 from Bolt. No, we snatched Redfall, Starfield, Doom, Elder Scrolls. We didn't snatch Doom. Doom is still on the other platform.
Well, the next Doom will probably be exclusive.
I think they're done with Doom, though.
Really?
Yeah. $5 super chat from Bulk. Addict Stop acting defeated. Xbox own COD, Doom, Elder Scrolls, Hellblade, Diablo, Starfield, Forever You Sweat and Deathloop, Godfall, Kennen, Final Fantasy 16 times. No, I'm just bringing up a point. Like, I really don't care in the long grand scheme of things. I'm just talking from a perspective of an Xbox and PlayStation gamer. It is nice that there are content I cannot get on PlayStation, I get on Xbox. Bone Slave with the $5 super chat. ABK is the people in the office problem. ABK is the people in the office problem. How can people cooking in the kitchen, devs, quality of games be affected by that? ABK is the people. Okay, so he's talking about executives and how can cooking in the kitchen, the devs. So I guess he's talking about the Game Pass scenario. So here it is. Like, it doesn't matter what the devs want. If they say we want this out by the 19th, it's coming out the 19th. So that is them making things like for instance, Redfall. They could have delayed that, but there's a bunch of circumstances and variables and equations that's leading not to delaying it. And I guarantee you, none of the devs are saying that. I bet you $20 they would love to put more time into it.
Oh, absolutely. Absolutely.
$5 super chat from the Nintendo the Otaku. Everything Dirt has said is facts. Oh God, he's agreeing with you. The world is ending. Addict is speaking from bias. Microsoft needs to get their house in order before worrying about other people's house. I feel you on that.
That's true.
I feel you.
That's
but
true.
That's the good thing when you pop in and you say, yo, he's a little bag. I want that game in a year and a half to 2. You don't got to do that. You know, you got to go over there and have someone look at it. You got to go over there and have someone look at it. But I'm talking about those triple A bangers, okay?
Yeah. I mean, but I listen, man. They got, like you said, they got to fix their own house first, man.
I feel you on that. You know, I will concede to that one. You know, maybe don't expand until you fix your own house. So I can give you guys that one. I still would like them to do it, but I can give you guys that one.
I got
$10 super chat from Gamer by Choice. Microsoft spent $69 billion on a publisher. How much more aggressive do we want them to be? They are just not fighting like Sony. Imagine if they go after another publisher with a popular IP. I feel you on that, and I think they are. I don't think they're done buying stuff. I'm gonna be real with you guys.
Yep.
You know, it'd be crazy if they are looking at Sega and they're having Sega buy the stuff they want.
Crazy.
You know, we want the Angry Birds because we want this mobile market. So go ahead and buy that, because when we buy it, we're going to own it. Now, they won't sell to us, but, you know, they'll sell to you. They don't know we buying you, though.
Right. Imagine them owning Angry Birds and Candy Crush, bro. Oh, my God.
Okay. I jumped again. All right, there we go. We got a $5 super chat from Adidas 20. WGG in the house, fellow Dirt.
I told you, that's the homies, man. They come and show support, man.
Yeah, I appreciate you guys. I appreciate you. We got a $2 super chat from Adidas 20. Sorry, WBG in here.
We know what you meant, bro. It's all good. We know what you meant.
Yeah, $2 super chat from the Nintendo Don, the Otaku. Roblox exclusive is bigger than. Okay, I'll give you that one. All right, I'll give you that one.
Roblox makes so much money, bro.
He just shut me down. I'll give him that one.
Hey, yo, Don the Taco. I know we don't always agree, but you right on that one.
Man,
Roblox
he's been on
massive,
your side all day.
Yeah, man.
$20 super chat from Boss Red 77. Wasn't Microsoft named Publisher of the Year in 2021? But
Boss Red.
The narrative is Microsoft doesn't know how to manage their own studio. Some people don't care about frame rates. They just want to see Xbox burn. I agree. I think there's a...
Boss Red. I'm sorry. Go ahead, Addict.
I think there's a vast majority of people that actually don't want the brand to improve. They just want to be able to clown on it to make money.
Absolutely.
I agree with you on that. I don't think there's a Microsoft management issues. I think there's studio issues. There's a difference between... When you have as many studios that Microsoft has, obviously some of them are going to rebel. Some of them aren't going to do what they're supposed to. It's easier to manage like a 10-team or a 5-team, but Microsoft's about to hit 30 when they buy Activision. So, look, I get it. You know, they had some layoffs, and if you think about it, how much Xbox grew when they bought Bethesda, you kind of would have expected a lot more of a layoff than actually happened.
Absolutely.
So, you know, it is what it is when it comes on that. I will agree with you on that, though. There's a lot of people that they don't care how good they do. They just want the world to burn. $2 super chat from THX1138.
That's the homie.
TTS Dirt WBG. Let's Xbox be Xbox our own path. I feel you on that, but here's the thing. Bro. I've argued with COG about they don't need to make third-person action adventure games. I feel like Microsoft's best bet right now is to be the king of RPGs because they have the majority of the studios making those type of games. But it doesn't mean you can't have some third-person action adventure games.
What are you going to say? How you know have
Yeah.
Hellblade? You know, you
Yeah,
have
so-
Hellblade. You know, a diverse lineup.
Cognito calls it that just one. Hashtag just one. $2 super chat from Gamer by Choice. Microsoft is making Sony sell the games they own. Yeah, that's funny. All right, so you know that's pretty much all. I know that kind of derailed the podcast a little bit, but I was very curious to hear your opinion on that. The majority of these
It was a
topics
good discussion.
really ain't gonna go too long though. We're gonna talk about these. We've had some minor leaks of games here,
Okay.
and you know, let me bring up my Cliff Notes. I actually have a little bit of notes when it comes to this. And notes, I mean the videos I made. I'm just gonna click videos and see which ones I did.
Other Zinc, the homie Other Zinc. See, people, I don't know why people always forget that Gears is third person.
Yeah, but I think, you know,
He's like a new,
Cog's
what a
big
new
thing
IP?
is, yeah, he wants a new IP.
Okay.
But to me, you could argue that Coalition is making some of the best third-person action-adventure games out there. Look, sure, they might not be that type of game that Last of Us and Uncharted are, but they're not designed to be that type of game.
Right.
All right. It looks like Exile Entertainment, they're working on a new IP.
Right.
They didn't say new IP. It's an IP based on a brand, popular brand. And it looks like Tango Studio is working on a JRPG. Did you hear about these?
Yes, I did. Yeah.
So let's start with Tango Studio because we just saw Hi-Fi Rush come out. Huge success. I love that game. The game was great. You know, they make a JRPG, which is very needed on the Xbox platform, may I add. What's your opinions on this?
Well, bro, two Xbox-owned studios are making new IPs, or in Exile's plates case, a IP based. So you say it's IP based on? Like, say that again for me.
It's brand based, like a popular brand. Well, no, that's Exile Entertainment. Hi-Fi Rush is a new IP. That's a JRPG.
Right. Like Tango Gameworks, they're making a new. Yeah, so I think that's dope, man. You know, I love all types of games, and I think just Xbox having some brand new IP, like a Hi-Fi Rush, brand new IP that's a JRPG that will be exclusive to Xbox. That's amazing, bro. That's absolutely amazing because like guys like you who love the Xbox brand but also love JRPGs, I mean, that's perfect for you, you know. So yeah, and as far as NXL, so I thought they were doing some type of steampunk game. So, or is this something separately?
They're working on 2 games.
Okay.
We don't know if one of them's Wasteland 4. So they could be working on a steampunk game and a new IP that's brand associated. I'm kind of curious if they're working on a steampunk game and they said it's brand socialized. What could it be? Like,
I have no idea.
You know, to me, I made a video on it. People might disagree, but I think the second one might be a Fallout game. Because it makes sense. It's a brand.
Yeah.
That's
I
the
did
type
see.
of
I didn't get a
games
chance
they
to watch
make.
the video, but I saw what you were saying. Yeah.
That's the type of games they make. It makes sense. Now, is it probably happening? Probably like a 30-70. I'm not putting too much faith into it. It's more of like more like hopes and dreams, but I think it is a possibility. Most likely it's going to be something random that we probably didn't even think about. Well, I don't think it's a spinoff. I think because if you look at it, it's probably not a game because if they don't own it, why would that studio let them make it?
Yeah.
They don't really own too much stuff in the cyberpunk kind of era. I don't think they own really anything. So that's not them. So if you go look at movies, there's not a lot of movies you could think of either. They can make something. It's a brand recognition, so it means it's popular to some degree. What does that mean? We don't know. So to me, we don't know which one's which. We don't know if the steampunk is a new IP or is that the brand one. We don't know if the new IP is the brand one or that's the steampunk one. So I think there's a lot of, questions going into that. And I think it would make sense because, some people should know is that Obsidian, I think Bethesda, I don't know. No, it was 3 studios. Obsidian, Exile Entertainment and another studio. Someone in the chat correct me. They used to be one company, and when they split up, they started. They pretty much formed 3 companies when they split up.
Right.
That's where the original Fallout came from. Was Exile? They made the original Fallout.
I do remember that. Yeah, I do remember that.
And Obsidian made Fallout New Vegas. So,
right, Obsidian definitely made Fallout New Vegas. Donataku said he heard that the steampunk is a new IP from what he heard.
That's what's up. They were Black Isle. Yeah, Black Isle Studio. Bethesda was the third one. I kind of figured it was Bethesda, but I couldn't remember. That's probably why Bethesda bought Fallout from them.
Right.
Because they saw what they could do with it.
Yeah.
All right, so
that's true. I did kind of forget that NSI made the first Fallout, but it's kind of cool, man.
I don't, before we get to the super chats, let's go to Hi-Fi Rush real quick. Would you want them to make something similar to Hi-Fi Rush, or would you want them to make Hi-Fi Rush would you want what's the word I'm looking for? Would you prefer them to keep Hi-Fi Rush on the scale it is now, or would you prefer them to push more towards bigger third AAA?
To be honest with you, I'm okay with Hi-Fi Rush being on the AA scale that it is now, because I thought
it was
the game,
a very high quality AA.
Yeah,
scale.
It was a very polished, very, very polished. I'm okay with that. Listen, man, at this point, every game doesn't need to be a AAA. We do love these 100%. AAA games. We do love the big, expensive games. But at the same time, every game doesn't have to be there. For every Hi-Fi Rush, we'll have a Hellblade. We'll have a Starfield. So it's okay to have games like Hi-Fi Rush or these smaller games drop like that. So I'm okay with Hi-Fi Rush remaining like a high quality AA.
Yeah, so that's pretty much all it comes to that. Let's move on to our final topic, man. PlayStation.
Hey, hold on for a second. This Knicks guy, who is he? Well, you lucky you ain't on my channel, punk.
What's he saying? Time him out.
He been bashing Xbox the whole time, but it's all good. This y'all channel.
You can time him out. He'll be fine.
Nah, he's not. Nah, man. All right. But go ahead. I'm sorry to cut you off.
Let's talk about PlayStation Under Fire, man. That's what I'm naming it. It's called PlayStation Under Fire. Let's get these super chats real quick, and then we'll go into that. I know I'm going to butcher this one coming up. But anyway, we'll try. $5 super chat from Nintendo the Dawn Otaku. Ben Studio, Polymorph, Media Molecule, Japan Studio, etc. have had problems, but no one brings them up when it comes to mismanagement. He's got a point there. He does got a point there. $2 super chat from John TJ. Watch Microsoft buy all of Warner Brother and Sega or Capcom. You know what? Get 2 minutes. Out of those 3, who would you want them to buy? If you could pick one of those 3, who would it be?
At this point now, if you had asked me this last year, I would probably have said WB. But now I would say Capcom.
You would want them?
Yeah. If you'd asked me last year, I would have said WB.
I'm saying WB or Sega. I don't feel like Capcom helps a lot of their stuff, but I don't feel like it doesn't really fix anything. I feel like WB, they would have people.
If it comes to superhero licenses, I would say WB then.
Even if it doesn't, they can get a superhero license. They just need the studio to make it, that actually know how to make that type of game.
Yeah, but that's saying their best superhero studio, they haven't made a game in 8 years, man. That's something we got to look at. Uh-oh. Would you lost your pen or something?
No, my phone's ringing. I'm looking for it.
Oh.
1 second. Someone's calling me. I don't know who it is.
All right. So let me ask you guys, because, I would say WB if you can get the licenses, but I just can't. Rockstar isn't what they used to be, obviously, bro. It's been taking them Suicide Squad will come out in 2024. Batman Arkham Knight came out in 2015 or 2016? I believe it was 2015. Bro, we need to listen, man. We need to question what's up with this studio. Why is it taking them 8 years to make a game? Actually, 2024 would be 9 years because Arkham Knight came out in 2015, right, guys? Yeah, 2015. So technically, it'll be 9 years. We have to question that, like, hold on. Rocksteady, you guys are really, really good, but why is it taking 9 years to make one game? I believe those are questions you have to ask. Because even Warner Brothers Montreal that made what's the Gotham Knights, that game took a while. So what's going on with their studios and why are they taking so long? We don't know about the Wonder Woman game yet from Monolith, but I don't know, man. Well, it's not if you get WB and you got the licenses. That's one thing I would choose WB then. But just for the studios at this point, I don't know if I would be okay with that.
All right, sorry about that. The reason I'm saying WB or Sega, I feel like Capcom would do it too, but I feel like I feel like that's kind of unrealistic. I feel like Sega's the more realistic thing. I think they, just having Sonic by itself would be big. You would get the Persona franchise, the Yakuza franchise. I feel like they actually have a lot of content they can give out. Sure, Capcom's got a lot of content. No one's going to take that from them. But I think if they got Capcom, it would be a similar thing that's going on with Activision. I think if they bought Capcom, FTC's like, dude, it's got to be multiplayer or you're not buying. Like, I feel like if they bought Sega, they'd be like, okay, you could rock with those. That's fine. WB.
You think so?
The reason I say WB is because I feel like they have people to make superhero games. At least 2 studios, because Montreal can easily make one, or whatever that studio that made Shadow of War and Shadow of Mordor is. You have
Monolith. Yeah, they're doing a Wonder Woman game.
Yeah,
they're doing a Wonder Woman game.
Yeah, you have that. You have NetherRealm that can finally make Killer Instinct. Even if it doesn't come with Mortal Kombat, which I would really hope that Microsoft would fight for Mortal Kombat.
I forgot about NetherRealm. I would choose WB because I forgot about NetherRealm for some reason.
Because
I would choose WB.
If they went on the stage and say, we bought WB. And not only did we buy WB, we're opening this year with Mortal Kombat 12 on Game Pass, and it's an Xbox exclusive. And some of the guest characters is going to be Killer Instinct. And they say, and not only that, but they're working on a Killer Instinct game. And then when that Killer Instinct game comes out, they're like, next year we're making a Mortal Kombat versus Killer Instinct.
Yeah. Hey, you know what? Disregard what I said, because I don't know why I forgot about NetherRealm. I was just thinking about Rocksteady and WB Montreal. I just totally forgot about NetherRealm. I love Mortal Kombat. Mortal Kombat will come as an Xbox on if you buy WB. I believe NetherRealm own Mortal Kombat. So yeah, I take that back. I would get WB out of those 3.
We got $5 super chat from DJ Wars. We got 370 people in the chat, man. Hit that like button. Let's get that up, man. Let's get that like button up. I don't have any like jokes to be making, but let's just get those likes up, man. Hit those like button. $5 super chat from DJ Oris, long time listener, first time caller. Fall Guys, DJ. I love DJ. I'll play some Fall Guys with you after this, DJ. $5 super chat from Caldweb. People always asking, where's Xbox's Horizon Zero Dawn, God of War, or The Last of Us? Where is PlayStation's Gears, Halo, or any of the huge RPGs that are now on Xbox exclusive? Xbox lineup is very diverse, and I've been very vocal with that. You can't go on PlayStation and have access to something like Minecraft Legends, Halo Wars 2, Forza Horizon, Forza Motorsports. I mean, you have a little bit of racing games over there, but not a lot. You have first-person shooters, RPGs. You have a lot of diversity on the Xbox platform, and I've always gave them.
Even the first-party multiplayer game, like first-party multiplayer. I know they're about to have one soon, but.
Yeah, but soon's not now. So. We got a $2 super chat from John TJ. No, I want them to get Warner Brother and Capcom. Hey, no Sega love, man. He's completely shitting on Sega right now, but it's okay, man. It's okay. We got a $5 super chat from Tiz. You know what it is. Give me Batman and I'm good. Do you think they should get Batman? If they got Warner Brothers, do you think Batman will be the right choice? Because I don't. I think Batman's been used too much. Look, Batman would be the good choice, but I think you got someone like Rocksteady, and you're like, you don't have to make no games as a service. Make what you actually make good, and you were able to get let's say they can get a Marvel IP. I don't think that's possible because I think Sony is blocking Marvel IPs. But let's say they can get a Marvel IP. They get something like Iron Man or maybe Captain America or, Punisher. Punisher would be a good game.
I love that game that was on the Xbox and the PS2 back. Oh, love that game, bro.
What's up, Fonz? I'm just now seeing you, Fonz. I'm so far behind in the chat, but yeah, I see you guys in the chat. $5 super chat from Rhoda
Rob the Don.
Rob the Don 202. I've heard Solve said that a few times. Out of those three, you want them to buy Sega if you want exclusives, because if they buy Capcom or Warner Brothers, then games will be multi-plat. I don't think they'd be multi-plat if they bought Warner Brothers. Capcom, good chance. And maybe not even with Capcom, because if you think about it, besides Resident Evil, Monster Hunter, they don't really print out games like that a whole lot. They do have very huge, big titles, but I would say Sega puts out more games than Capcom. That's probably not true, though. I don't know. I don't really look at stuff like that. I don't look at Capcom's games like that. But you're probably right. Most likely, I would say Capcom is the biggest card. We don't know what's going to happen with Capcom. $5 super chat from Jeff 1007. Microsoft should buy all Warner Brother, Discovery, and Xbox by Sega. That'd be interesting. Microsoft buys Warner Brother and Discovery for like something they're doing, and then Xbox buys Sega. But see, the funny thing is he's trying to separate it because it makes more sense if Microsoft buys it for their own selfish needs and just like, we don't need these gaming properties. You take them.
It's funny.
That's funny. I got a good laugh out of that one. Man, it keeps jumping. We have $2 super chat from John TJ. With Activision, they own Deadpool. Oh no! I
believe they published the game. I don't think they own the rights to Deadpool.
I wonder if they have some kind of deal going on where they make the games, kind of like Sony's got with the Spider-Man games.
Yeah, I don't know.
I'm kind of curious.
I just thought they just published it. So.
Like, obviously, Marvel most likely owns the games, but I wonder if Activision bought exclusive rights to make the games and publish them. I'm kind of curious.
Well, you remember because the Spider-Man games in the past, Activision used to publish those.
Yeah, but I think what happened is I think PlayStation used the Sony the Spider-Man movie rights, because remember they were going to take Spider-Man out of the MCU at one point.
Yeah, they were.
And I think that's Marvel probably caved to some degree. Look, we're not giving you everything you want. So what do you want to make this sweeten the deal? I honestly think that Microsoft can't make superheroes out of the MCU. I don't think that's a possibility. I think that Sony is pretty much like, look, we want Wolverine and we want to have exclusive rights to all of the characters. And
I agree.
And people are sitting there saying, oh, MCU wouldn't. No, they would. Spider-Man is worth more money than you can imagine.
Yep, I agree.
Trez, you know what it is. Batman, the only one that can content with Spider-Man. I agree. I'm not going to disagree with you on that. I just think that maybe a Spawn game. I think there's a lot of different options that you can go that's not Batman. As long as the game
Spawn isn't popular enough, though, man.
He's not popular, but if they teamed up and made a good movie with him on top of the game, you could easily do it. But it costs a lot of money to do that.
Yeah, it does. Yeah.
$5 super chat from the Angry Therapist MD. Give me a Ghost Rider game or Daredevil. Daredevil would be cool. I agree. Daredevil would be cool. We got a member chat. 41 months. That's a long time. By Gamer by Choice. Microsoft could do something like Marvel Defenders or Annihilators, X-Men, or Fantastic Four. Just something that catches popularity. I agree, but once again, I don't think they have access to that. All right, let's get into this PlayStation.
Hold on. You got one more. You forgot about Bone Slave.
Oh, will you get it? I
can read it. Yeah, Bone Slave with the 5. Team Ninja is a perfect studio for Xbox. Ninja Gaiden, Dead or Alive, and Wulong are great IPs.
Team Ninja, I think, is a studio they need to buy, because I think Team Ninja is a small studio. They won't get any issues with any of these trade commissions, and I think they need to buy Team Ninja and then go and buy Ninja Gaiden and have Ninja Gaiden, Team Ninja make Ninja Gaiden.
Yeah, that'd be sweet.
If I missed any super chats, guys, I really apologize. Things have just been intense. All right, so let's get on to to this PlayStation under fire. Let me change the timestamps to 20 minutes because things have been crazy. 20 minutes and 30 seconds. All right, so let's talk about PlayStation starting to get a little bit of heat on what's going on with these political things. What I find is funny is, do you see some of these government officials like asking the FTC, "Yo, why you simping? Like, why do you think this is okay?" And we're trying to encourage this acquisition and this merger not to happen when they're not even the number one person on the market. And why are you defending the number one person on the market?
Right.
It's interesting. And did you see that the some kind of event in Europe invited Microsoft to show their products on the day that the CMA have before their final decision. That kind of makes me feel like they know what's up. They know it's getting approved.
Yeah. Yeah, man. The U.S. man, they asked her flat. They asked Lena Khan flat out. I'm gonna put it in my terms. Now, Lena, why in the hell are you protecting Sony? They are the market leader. I think she said 68%, and you're protecting them from this American company that's trying to compete. Why are you doing that? Why? Why, Lena Khan? Why are you protecting them? And her answer was, "Well, I don't know what the hell she even said."
Yeah, she definitely they weren't going very good, man. Like it's kind of sad because if you look at it from that kind of standpoint, do they even have a reasoning? Like they couldn't tell her anything.
There's no valid reason. Why are you protecting the market leader? This
because
company,
of lobbyists.
I know.
And you know what's funny? Lobbies happen. It's like Microsoft was like, "All right, we got our own lobbyists. Someone go educate this woman what to ask her." Like, you can tell. I love when politicians get asked questions and they start stuttering because they don't know what to say.
They're like, well.
If you turn to page 365 and look at section 2A under section 8B, you'll see that I don't know what the hell I'm talking about.
Right. Because she said the FTC, how did she put it? Oh man, how did she put laws? Like, what did she say? Like, somebody in the chat help me. Lena Khan said, "Well, the FTC, we believe in
freedom.
Laws.
We believe that we can do
I gotta
anything.
see. Hold on. Let me look at it.
Sony paid me enough to get elected 3 times, and I can't go back on that." It's crazy how bad lobbyists are. We just let that shit get slide. We just let them do it.
I can't remember what she said, man, but oh man. Okay, so I don't know. I can't pronounce your name, but she said
someone said she said a whole lot, but nothing at the same time. Let me get the super chat while you're looking. $5 super chat from Ya Baby Farva. I'm just here to see the ray tracing reflections off on my guy Dirt's head in 4K and in 120.
Come on, show some damn respect,
guys. $5 super chat from Gamer by Choice. I think Sony went scorched earth because they know their money hauling may be done. If Microsoft is willing to spend billions, that was a defense play. I agree. I feel like they're going to regret a lot of the things they did to try to stop this later.
Yep. Okay, so she said she said the FTC uses facts and law when making their decisions.
Yeah,
so people are like,
I guarantee you they don't know anything about the gaming industry to know anything about facts.
Nothing.
I love when
facts and law.
I love when that politician asked like a couple weeks ago, he's like, "Yo, why do you guys care so much about Sony and Microsoft is getting destroyed in their home turf and you guys ain't do nothing over there to stop that?" Right. It's just little things like that I feel is gonna, we should all point to Sony because for the longest time there wasn't a lot of overstep when it comes to like the gaming industry, because I felt like they've let us regulate ourselves for the most part. But I think that's over now. I think they're going to start keeping more of an eye on the gaming industry. I think
I agree because because of this deal is huge, bro.
80 billion, like,
Yeah.
because when you get more and more money, then they're like, why are they spending that kind of money? There's got to be a reason.
It must be very important, right? Exactly.
And if they spend that kind of money, why ain't I getting a piece?
There you go.
Yeah. What can I do to make sure I get a piece in the future? It's just.
Has there ever been a deal that's this much? I don't recall ever hearing a deal being 70 billion, bro.
I bet you there is. We just don't know it.
I'm sure
there is.
I bet you
some oil companies bought another oil company for 400 billion before, and we just didn't know because we didn't care.
Right.
Not in the game. I think there's one other thing that's above this in terms of gaming, but I don't think it was. I think it was something other. It wasn't like. It was something different. Tell me in the chat. Yeah, there is a larger acquisition. I don't remember.
No, okay.
Yeah, the biggest publisher in Europe was bought, so that's probably what they're talking about.
Okay.
It's crazy, Derek. It's just crazy that people feel like Sony's in the right to some degree in this. Like, people feel like I get it. I will say there is concern, and Sony has the right to be concerned because it's their company, and they have the right to fight for their company. But to me, fam, you can't fight. You can't throw stones and act like you ain't throwing stones. It's like they're cutting their wrist and they're throwing stones, and when the cops look up, they're just pointing. Like, he threw the stones. Well, you have a bunch of stones behind you. We switched places. Like,
right.
It's
Right.
crazy, man. It's crazy. Yeah. What do you think? When do you think this is going to be done, man? When do you think this Activision deal is finally going to get closed?
I think it's going to be done by the time Microsoft said it would be done initially. They said June 2023. I think it will be done by June 2023.
Do you think they'll have announcements to this at their June showing?
No. I think it's going to strictly going to be about games.
Or do you think they do something like they did with Bethesda before the June showing, and they make an announcement, they show a Diablo trailer and show that in Game Pass?
Now, if the deal is done before the show, I can see them announcing Diablo will be in Game Pass.
Yeah.
I can't see that yet.
You know,
if it's done before the show.
If it get it, like, they know for a fact it's getting done like a couple days before the show, and they open it with buying them. They're like, imagine they come on there, and we want to tell you, we know PlayStation was crying, but we here to tell you it didn't matter. And then the screen pops up and it's all Activision because we got them anyway. And he's like, and you know what that means? And then all the Call of Duty show up, all of them are in Game Pass. Got Crash up there. You got like someone come out in a Crash Bandicoot suit. He's like, we friends with this dude.
That's funny. Now look, I do expect them, if the deal is closed before the Xbox show on June 11th, I do expect them to have an announcement during the show that all of the ABK games going into Game Pass on a certain date. On this date, all of the old Call of Duties are going into Game Pass, because I do believe they can put the old Call of Duties in Game Pass. That doesn't break Sony's contract. But it's going to be fun, man.
Yeah, we'll eventually get into... I do want to do a prediction show. When is the show? The 5th?
June 11th.
June the 11th. All right, so it was definitely longer. It's the 11th. What is the Wednesday before the 11th? Hold on, let me look. June. So we have June the 11th is on a Sunday, so it's an ILP day, unfortunately. So that's another 5-hour podcast for me. 7. We'll do it the 31st. The 31st of next month, we'll do our prediction show.
Sounds good to me, brother.
Yeah, we'll do our prediction show the 31st of next month. We're gonna go ahead and start closing out, man. We went into a little bit of a derail. I think we do have a super chat real quick, but I'll get to that in 1 second. We do go on a little bit of a derail in terms of what we was talking about on like the Xbox Game Pass thing. So let me go ahead and put the timestamps for the outro, which is 1 hour and 30 minutes. Yeah, we usually don't
Nice.
go that long. You got to think probably 10 minutes of that was the starting soon screen. All right, so let me make sure I get all the super chats. All right, I got a $5 super chat from Anthony Neal. I'm happy Sony tried to stop this acquisition because now they are under the microscope. I would agree with you. They're definitely under the microscope. All right, so Dirt, tell the people where you at, man. What's going on? What do you got going on in the next couple weeks on Dirt Show?
Well, I just dropped a video today about this Lena Khan getting called out by the U.S. government stuff. So check it out.
It was mad spicy, wasn't it?
Nah, it was a short video. It was only 6 minutes long. It wasn't too bad. But I kind of want to do a Dark Man podcast to talk about the doom and gloom in the Xbox community right now. I really do want to talk about that because I just feel certain things. You know, I'll talk about it tomorrow. I mentioned some things on TTS last week, but I just feel like certain things. You know, I feel that as a YouTube content creator, we can't ignore and we can't act like the people in the chat, their opinions don't matter. Because sometimes these guys are, yeah, these blind Xbox fanboys are mad because, well, they have their opinion. You have your opinion. I think if everybody is respectful, which sometimes, you know.
I do think that some people get this mindset that the only opinion that matters is their own.
Yeah.
And it's like, look, I'm just giving you my opinion. Sometimes I'll be extra strong, act like, I do care about people's opinion, but at the same time I don't because I buy my games. I will talk from like a perspective not my own, where I can understand where Activision is a good deal for Microsoft, but it's not a good deal for me because I don't care about most of their games.
Right.
But I do think people need to be a little bit better with that. You can call me doom and gloom. That's fine. See, the thing is I give their props all the time. So you can call me doom and gloom. It doesn't bother me. I'm a tag team with you. Just drop this shit. Go over there and follow Dirt, man. I'm serious.
Yeah,
follow
take out my channel. Thank you, man.
Yeah, you could catch me on IOP this Sunday. Catch me on the YouTube channel, Gaming Addict. I've been posting a lot of content on there. Trying to make sure I prioritize that to some degree. And I appreciate you for coming through, man. We're going to go ahead and close this out here. I'm sending you over there to Fame Entertainment. We got
Fame ENT.
You send over there to Fame. Go over there, give him some love, man. Go over there and tell him Addict and Dirt sent you. That's important. Tell him Addict and Dirt sent you because I got him. I got him. He got to know we got mad love for him. He got to know we supporting. Go over there and tell him Addict and Dirt sent you, or you can say Addict Show sent you. It doesn't matter to me. But I appreciate everyone coming through. We're going to see you next week. And this has been
Thank
the
you,
Addict
everybody.
Show.
Peace out, y'all.
With Addict.